So aggregates, it's a combination of different sizes and shapes of normally of stones. Maximum size is 75 millimeter. The uses of aggregates as underlying material for foundation and pavement. So they use the aggregates under the foundation or before pouring concrete to slabs on field or road as an ingredient in Portland cement, concrete, and asphalt concrete. So if you will create concrete mixture, you need to get aggregates. And if you need to create asphalt concrete, you mix aggregates with chemicals and oils to create asphalt concrete pavements. So the selection of aggregates shall be hard, durable, and clean and free from adherent coatings and organic matter and shall not contain appreciable amount of clay. So it should be, you need to wash the aggregates in order to make sure that any organic matter are being washed out. No? So, and also you need the aggregate should not contain harmful impurities like salts, coal, mica, shale, iron. No? So this will affect the hardening of the concrete or it will affect the reinforcement or reinforcing bars. So you need to take out all the impurities. As we all know, based on our previous lecture, no, the components of rocks, no, there are several rocks that has impurities on it. So you need to take out all of those impurities. So the classification of aggregates, we have two types of aggregates. We have the fine aggregates and the coarse aggregates. Fine aggregates are aggregates which pass to a sieve or 0.75 millimeter or an aggregate with a size less than 5 millimeter. Okay, to continue with the lecture, the coarse aggregates, these aggregates or those aggregates passing through a sieve of 75 millimeter and entirely retained on a 4.75 millimeter sieve. So the size of the sieve or the hole, no, for the segregation of fine and coarse aggregates, it's about 4.75. Less than 4.75, it's for fine, and more than 4.75 up to 75 millimeter, it's coarse aggregates. So based on the source of methods of manufacture or based on source where you harvest your aggregates, we have two categories. The one is the natural aggregate and the second is the manufactured aggregates. The natural aggregates are uncrushed gravel or uncrushed aggregates. So those from the river beds, river sands, or ex-mines. So ito yung mga bato na kinuha mo sa ilalim ng ilog. No? The polished or smooth surface texture stones. The manufactured aggregates are crushed aggregates, those obtained by mechanically crushing rocks, boulders, or cobbles, normally angular in shape and have rough surface texture. So ito yung large boulders that you quarry from a mountain, and then you get the large size of boulders, then you crush it into small pieces. So those are the crushed aggregates. If based on density, we have three types, no? The lightweight, the normal weight, and the heavyweight. The normal weight aggregates are crushed stones, gravel, and ordinary sands, and are examples of normal weight aggregates. They are commonly used in manufacture of normal weight concrete, asphalt concrete, and roadway or subways. The average value or specific gravity for sand and gravel is about 2.6 to 2.65. Bulk density or normal weight aggregate is around 1,520 to 1,680 kilogram per cubic meter. So this is the normal weight aggregates. Now, if we will look at the lightweight aggregates, lightweight are fine aggregates in any aggregates with a bulk density of 1,120 kilogram per cubic meter. So this is lighter than the normal weight aggregates. So they are commonly used as ingredients in the manufacture of lightweight concrete, for making lightweight masonry blocks and lightweight floors, roof slabs, and there are two types of lightweight aggregates. One is the natural lightweight aggregates that will come from that comes from palm oil shell, rice husk, and others. And the manufacturer also called the synthetic lightweight aggregates. Okay, so now the heavyweight aggregates are those aggregates with high density, and it is used primarily in manufacture of heavyweight concrete employed for protection against nuclear radiation and a bomb shelter. So the unit weight of the heavyweight aggregate varies from 2,400 kilogram per cubic meter with a specific gravity range from 4.0 to 4.6. So this is more heavier than the natural weight. The natural weight aggregates about less than 2,400 kilogram per cubic meter. And the lightweight is about 1,600 kilogram per cubic meter. So now we know, lightweight, normal weight, and medium weight aggregates. So the physical properties of aggregates, we have the strength of the aggregate, the hardness, the toughness, the durability, the porosity, and water absorption. In terms of strength, in practice, majority of the normal aggregates are considerably stronger than concrete. If you will compare the strength of stone from the strength of concrete, the stone is more durable or has more strength than the average concrete. Concrete is a mixture of stone, gravel, and sand, okay, and water. So the concrete is a mixture of stone, gravel, and sand. And a stone is harvested from quarries, harvested from the rivers or from the mountains. No, so a good average value of crushing strength of an aggregate is 200 Newton per millimeter square. So hardness of aggregates. Aggregates has the ability of the aggregate to withstand wear or load or applied pressure. So in terms of applied pressure, it refers to the hardness of the stone. So if you apply pressure on the stone, the harder the stone, the more it will resist or withstand pressure. Okay, the hardness is depending on the type of the parent rock. So as we discussed on the previous lectures, the parent rock, that is the metamorphic rock. No, so this metamorphic rock has different types of parent rocks. No, so and if the parent rock is a type of rock that has a is more harder than the other parent rock, so it will create a more hard aggregate. So a satisfactory aggregate should have an abrasion value of not more than 30% for aggregate used for wearing surfaces and 50% for aggregate used for non-wearing surfaces. So in toughness, it is the resistance of the aggregate to failure by impact. So this is very different from the hardness. So toughness is determined by the impact, or if you take a hammer and hammer the rock, so that is, and the rock doesn't break easily, that is the toughness of the rock. This can be determined by the aggregate impact test. So the aggregate impact value shall not exceed 45% by weight for the aggregate used for concrete other than those used for wearing surfaces, and 30% for concrete for wearing surfaces. So durability of the aggregates, the durability is the ability of the aggregate to withstand external or internal damaging attack. The external damaging attack is the resistance from external weather, heat from the outside heat, the outside moisture. So that is the measurement of the durability of the rock or the aggregate. Okay. So this can be obtained by carrying out the soundness test. So you can measure the durability by using the soundness test. So the porosity, aggregate normally have pores or various holes. Aggregates will absorb water when it is dry, but normally release water in the concrete mix when it is wet. So the amount of water and its rate of permeation depends on the size and the volume of the aggregate. Since the aggregate comprises 75% of the concrete volume, it is essential to note that the porosity of the aggregate contributes to the overall porosity of the concrete. So as it's stated, if the aggregate is porous and the concrete is also porous, so the porosity of the concrete mixture also depends on the porosity of the aggregate. So that in terms of texture and shapes, round shape aggregates are usually natural aggregates. If you get aggregates from the riverbed, it's naturally round. And irregular shape, a combination of different shapes. The angular shape is usually the crushed stone. So if you crush a large rock, and crush it into specific sizes, that is called a crushed stone, and it is angular in shape. The flaky shape, where the thickness is less than the length. The elongated is usually where the length is larger than the width and thickness. The flaky and elongated is the combination of the two aforementioned characteristics of aggregates. In terms of surface texture, the aggregate may have a smooth texture, or coarse or rough texture, or fissures or pores. For production of concrete, the aggregate which have an angular shape and coarse texture are recommended to have high bond strength. So in producing or creating concrete mixture, it is better to use crushed gravel because of the coarse or the angular shape. It will bond easily with the cement and sand, and it will create a high bond strength. So in testing aggregates, we have the different tests available: the aggregate crushing strength test, the Los Angeles abrasion test, the aggregate impact value test, and the 10% fine test. So the physical properties of the aggregates, the specific gravity is usually 2.6 to 2.7, and water absorption test, aggregates absorb water because of their porosity. If all the pores are filled with water, the aggregates are said to be saturated and surface dry. If all the water inside the pores are removed by drying, the aggregates are said to have maximum dry weight. So there is difference in the weight of the aggregate if it has water in it. If it has water, the aggregate has water content inside, it will weigh more, rather than aggregates that has not water inside. So okay, so the grading of aggregates, coarse and fine aggregates to be used for making concrete should be well graded. Gradation means the particle size distribution of the aggregates. Test for grading of aggregates is carried out by using the sieve analysis method. So there is a method to separate the different sizes of aggregates in order to come up with specific sizes that you need to use on specific areas of the buildings. So the specific sizes are usually determined and calculated by the engineers that designs the structural part of the building. So these are the sieve analysis test equipment, and this test equipment analyze the sizes of rocks or aggregates that was delivered to the site. So these are the sample of sieve analysis. Okay, and okay, so that ends our lecture.